So I wanted to talk about the situation with PopularMMOs. If you don't know by now, about a year ago in March of 2024, a woman called the police on a man sleeping on the sidewalk in the middle of the night. The police showed up to do a wellness check, and as you may have guessed by now, the man is Pat, the owner of PopularMMOs' channel. He was passed out drunk like 20 minutes from his house. The cops offered to let him warm up in their car while he charged his phone to call an Uber. They searched his bag, which had a big bottle of Fireball and a jar of weed over the legal limit. The cops tell him he's under arrest and pull him out of the car to put him in cuffs, but this is where he makes his biggest mistake of the night and tries to run. The police tackle him to the ground and throw him in the back of the car. At this point, the cops ask him if he made YouTube videos. When he says yes, the group of cops just start making fun of him for it, like making money on the internet is some crazy idea, even though they admit he made millions over the course of his career. They made some horrible old head-ass jokes. They keep calling him YouTube boy, like it's some sick insult. One officer says he can Minecraft that, which is probably the worst thing I've ever heard on the internet. In the end, he was charged with resisting arrest, assaulting an officer, and the possession of marijuana. One thing I find really sad is that he couldn't afford a private attorney, which means all the money he made from YouTube is just gone. He accepted a plea deal and was put on probation for a year, which he's already broken twice. So now that you're all caught up, I wanted to give my thoughts on the situation. That was a big part of my childhood. I loved his videos growing up, especially the Bed Wars and challenge games. To see him at such a low point is just heartbreaking. At a few points in the video, he says some pretty sad stuff, and he just sounds so defeated. When he's being tackled, he just says, "I'm tired of it all," and he kept apologizing over and over again. It's sad to see how far he's fallen, especially after his divorce and his relationships afterwards, especially with that one woman who's made it her life's goal to just ruin his life for no reason. But what I really want to talk about is the cops and their behavior. I touched on how they acted a bit in the recap, but they were just awful. They're making fun of a man at his lowest point for a career that every kid in the world would love to do. They're degrading and embarrassing a broken and defeated man, and the worst part is Pat was forced to write an apology letter to the police officers for assaulting them, which I never saw in the video. They're all so unprofessional, including the sheriff, who's just a dick for somebody who's supposed to represent his unit with dignity. They're all awful and deserve repercussions for how they acted in a situation that was only supposed to be a wellness check. Now, I'm not saying that he shouldn't have been arrested. He broke the law, and they did the right thing in that regard by taking him in. But what I am saying is they found a man at his lowest and kicked him while he was down, humiliating him for no reason, when they should be trying to help him. I hope Pat gets the help he needs to get better. He's not a criminal, he's a broken and defeated man. He's clearly depressed and he keeps spiraling deeper and deeper. I wish him the best in his road to recovery, and I hope he can return to being the man I idolized as a kid.